are trying to knock out air pollution. You see, the fringe represents smog, and the smokestacks, they each have something that causes air pollution written on them, so we gotta try to knock them out. There are some causes for air pollution that we wrote about. People can check those out, and we also made a display board. That's basically what's going on over at this station. I hope that people enjoy it.
Today is a very exciting day for us here at Woodlands. It is the culmination of our project that we have been working on called SOS, which is Save Our Society. The children researched and learned about how different environmental issues have impacted our planet and possible solutions that even they can do, even at the age of 3rd and 4th graders. We've been assessing throughout this whole process. We assess their ability to do research skills, their writing ability, also their creative writing that they did with creating the skit, their ability to use technology to put together presentation boards and PowerPoint presentations, and also how their public speaking ability is when they share this information with their peers and our school community.
It's all assessments. That determines how I'll drive my instruction, what it is they need to work on. So I want to take them where they're at and move them forward.
Assessment is definitely something that we look at and we revisit, and we use the data from it to know how to form our groups. We might say, oh, this child's having trouble with, say, patterning, and I would pull a small group of students from all age levels who are having trouble with patterning, as we saw according to the assessment data, and work with them and make sure that they're going to get a little extra reteaching or a little extra review on that.
So if we feel a child has really made great growth and needs to be challenged more, they can be moved. If we feel a child is still really struggling and needs a little extra support, they go to another group and they don't think anything of it because they work with all of us at some point during the day.
We are not big on lots of tests and quizzes. Performance, product are more important.
I'm really excited for this unit because we are going to be learning a lot of skills to do research. You are going to be selecting one of the 50 states, and you are going to do a research project. And there's going to be different ways that you get to choose how to share your knowledge. You'll be making a report, but then you're also going to use the same information to create a poster, or to create a pamphlet, or to create a PowerPoint presentation.
Giving those students the choices and the opportunities to demonstrate their knowledge and to showcase it is very powerful because it gives them ownership and they learn from each other. If one student saw somebody make a diorama and thought that was really cool and maybe it was a new way to see information being presented, the next time there might be an assessment that child might say, I want to do that this time.
The kids are working on a culminating project for our book. We've just read The Wrinkle in Time. I just went through and explained to them all of the rubrics. I've also given them the option of working in pairs today too. They are picking their choice of a variety of projects. They have the option of creating a comic book using an online program to retell the story of A Wrinkle in Time. They can choose to write their own science fiction story. They have the option too of making a virtual museum using a PowerPoint presentation. And then the last one is making a board game, which honestly I think a lot of them are going to choose.
All right, so here's our learning intention today. Let's look at it together. It says, we are learning to... Each lesson that we start in our classroom, we give the students their learning intentions and their success criteria. And our school felt that it was very important to do this for every lesson that we teach. So we created actual posters that we have in every area of our classrooms to help them understand what they are learning and how they will be judged. Sometimes we develop the success criteria with the students and we have them help us write it so they can take ownership in that. And sometimes we have to guide them more with that because they're not quite ready to develop their own criteria.
One of the things that we do evaluate the kids on is how well they work in groups. And we also have them evaluate each other as well as the self-evaluation. We feel that that's important, that they're accountable for what they're doing. We talk about what it looks like to work in a group and what we expect of them. That you do your fair share of the work, but that you don't take over the project entirely. We talk about working cooperatively, that everyone has a task, we all work together. It may not be your favorite thing to do, but that we need to get it done for the sake of the group. And we talk too about, did we stay on task or did we get off task?
South, you are in control. Antietam for 40. This side won the battle, but should have won it more decisively. North? The North is correct, or the Union.
For me, the Jeopardy game is a form of assessment. These are the same questions that are going to be on their test. So it's a way for them to say, yes, I know a lot, no, I don't, or there's specific areas that I have to work on. But it's also a good assessment for me to see where they're struggling and maybe what I need to talk about a little bit more.
In a traditional school, sometimes when you get to May, or even April, and you haven't made progress, you kind of get to the end and you go, you know what, I only have 2 more months, what am I going to do? In our setting, we don't have them just 2 more months. We might have them 3 more years.
And I think the bonus thing about that is if I know some 5th grader is struggling with something, I have them next year and we can work on those skills to make them better.
It's that long-term relationship with that child that you can get them to produce and to think about their future and to think about their skills.
I think the biggest benefit for them is that they have the freedom to grow and develop at their own rate, and they can be challenged and supported where needed, and nobody is judging them based on the fact that they are 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old. We definitely look at the standards and where they should be, but we meet their needs where they are and try to support them in any way that we can.